So if you are a type 1 Enneagram personality type and you have a loved one struggling with a substance use disorder, here are some things that you might come up against. Now, it's pretty common for any personality type, no matter which one you are, if you're the family member, to get involved in investigating the situation, trying to prove what's really happening, trying to find evidence. But type 1s, you probably do this the best. In fact, it's easy for type 1s to get so consumed with the details and the particulars of a situation and proving that they're right or that the other person's wrong or that what they think is happening that they can absolutely get themselves in a deadlock and can usually get lost in the weeds. Now, like I said before, type 1s in therapy are great because if I tell them exactly what the game plan is, they're really, really good about following it. And because of that, often have really successful outcomes. But when type 1s are just reacting to their insides and their instincts, they're probably going to miss the forest for the trees. So if you're a type 1 family member, you may have to constantly remind yourself, what's my big mission here? What's my overall goal? What is the most important thing that I'm trying to accomplish? And sometimes that's going to mean letting go of the details and not always arguing when you're right. So just try to remember the big picture mission when you're making decisions about how to respond or react to your loved one. Because in order to win this war, there are going to be some little things that you are going to have to let go of. Well, in fact, there are going to be even some big things that you are going to have to let go of. And I know you're going to try really, really hard to do everything you're supposed to do to solve this problem. But I do want you to give yourself a little grace. Because no matter how hard you try, there are going to be moments where you slip back into old behavior. I mean, you are a human after all. And sometimes, doesn't matter who you are, me included, you just can't take it and you get emotionally reactive. So to the best of your ability, contain that, stay mission focused, but if you mess it up, it's okay. We're going to put it back together again and get right back on track. The easier you are on yourself, the easier it's going to be for you to have grace for the other people in your life. Now, one other angle to consider if you're a type 1 family member with a loved one who has a substance use disorder is if there is another family member involved. So like, let's say you are the parent or you are the spouse of this person that has the drug or alcohol problem, but there's another family member in it with you, you may find yourself in a deadlock with that family member because you may feel like that other person just isn't taking it seriously enough, they're not holding the boundaries tight enough, they're minimizing the problem, and lots of other things like that. This is another area where I want you to think very strategically. If you come at that other person and tell them what they're doing wrong in the way that they're dealing with the addicted loved one, then they're going to shut you out too. And this is an important partner for you to try to get on board. So yeah, the truth is you're probably right about what behavior is appropriate and what behavior is not appropriate. But just remember this saying. When I used to work with teenagers on the adolescent unit in the psych hospital, we used to always say, is that the hill you want to die on? Now, type 1s have a tendency to want to die on every single hill. But I want you to decide what are the most important things to you and stick with those things and do not try to fight every battle, because if you try to fight every battle with somebody with a substance use disorder, you're going to lose the war. So stay focused and keep on course.